Hi, this is Harihar Sasane. So my today's topic is elements of GUI in software engineering. So what is GUI or graphical user interface? A graphical user interface GUI is a type of user interface that allows user to interact with software and or hardware using visual elements like icon, button, windows and menu instead of text-based commands. It makes it easier for user to operate a system by providing a more intuitive visual way of interacting with system. Examples of GUIs includes the interface of operating system like Windows, Mac OS, and software like web browsers and media player. Unlikely the command line interface CLI, which requires text-based input, or a GUI is user-friendly and accessible to non-technical users. So as you can see in this slide, images of image graphical user interface GUI. As you can see in this picture, whatever you can see, this all is the part of graphical user interface. So moving further to the next slide, my next slide is all about basic principles of GUI in design. So first principle is consistency. Keep design elements uniform, example icon buttons to make navigations predictable. Second is simplicity. Avoid clusters and include only necessary features to keep the interface clean. Visibility. Ensure key functions and information are easy to find and accessible. Feedback. Provide immediate, clear response like button click or notification to user action. Affordance. Make it interactive elements, button slider look clickable and draggable. User control. Allow user to undo actions and navigate freely. Efficiency. Reduce the number of steps for tasks and provide shortcuts for advanced user. Error prevention. Minimize error and provide clean, helpful message when they occur. Accessibility ensures the interface is usable by people with disability. Screen reader contrast. Aesthetics maintain a visual appearance and balanced design. So these are my principle of GUI in design. So moving further to the next slide. So my next slide is all about elements of GUI. So as you can see, there are many elements. So first one is Windows. Windows container for displaying contents and managing tasks. Icons, small image representing programs or actions. Buttons, clickable elements to dragger actions. Menu, list of options or commands. Text field area for user input. Typing text. Labeling descriptive text for other elements. Slider bars for adjusting values. Example volume. Click box, checkbox, box to select, deselect multiple options. Radio button, circular button for selecting one option from a group. Scroll bar, bars to navigate content that doesn't fit on the screen. Toolbars, icon set for quick access to tools. Status bar, display system or text information. Cursor pointer, visual maker for selecting or interacting with the elements. So moving to the next slide, which is all about GUI framework and libraries. So overview of GUI frameworks: Java Swing and Java FX for Java application, Qt for C++ applications, WPF Window Presentation Foundation for .NET applications, HTML5 plus CSS plus JavaScript for web application, Flutter for cross-platform mobile apps. Role of frameworks: provide pre-built components to speed up development and maintaining consistency. So my next slide is all about layout and design consideration. So first one is consistency. Keep layout, color and fonts uniform for predictability. Second is clarity. Ensure elements are easy to understand and organized. Simplicity includes only necessary features to avoid clusters. Visual hierarchy. Use size, colors and spacing to highlight important elements. Alignments and spacing. Probably align and space elements for readability. Responsiveness. Design for various screen size, mobile, desktop. Feedback. Provide clear feedback for user actions. Button click. Accessibility. Ensure usability for all including screen reader and color contrast. User flow. Make navigation innovative and task easy to complete. Aesthetic. Use appealing balanced design for a present pleasant experience. So my next slide is all about event handling in GUI. So first is key concept of event handling. Event, an occurrence like a mouse click, keyboard press or window resize is called event. The second, a listener, a function or a method that waits for an event to occur. It defines what happens when the event is triggered. Third is event sourcing, the UI elements, for example, button text field that generates the event. Event handler, the code that handles the event, example, what happens when a button is clicked. This is all concept of event handling. So moving further, so my next is process of event handling. So first one is user action. The user interact with GUI element, example, clicking a button. Second, event generation. The GUI framework generate an event, example, click event. Listener registration. The listener function is registered to to the event source, example, associating the buttons with click event handler. Fourth is event propagation. The event is sent to the listener. Fifth one is event handling. The listener processes the event and perform an action, example, opening a new window. These all are process of event handling. Moving to the next, event driven programming. GUI application often use event listener to handle user input, click keyboard input. So moving further to the next slide. So my next slide is all about GUI usability testing. Why usability testing matters? It ensures that the GUI meets the needs of user and is easy to use. Second question is type of usabilities. There are three types. First one is user testing, second is A/B testing, third is accessibility testing. User testing, observing actual user interacting with the GUI. A/B testing, compare two versions of the interface to determine which works better. Accessibility testing ensures the GUI is usable for people with disabilities. Tool for usability, heat maps, user section records, surveys. Moving to the next slide, common GUI design mistakes. So as you can see there are many mistakes I have shown in the presentations. So first one is cluster interface. Too many elements overwhelm user, keep it simple. Inconsistent design, different style configuration users, maintain uniformity. Poor navigation, hard to find navigation frustrates user, keep it clear. Unclear labels, icons, vague labels confuse user. Use intuitive text and icons. Lack of feedback. No feedback leaves users uncertain. Provide clear response. Ignore mobile responsiveness. Non-adaptive design frustrate mobile user. Ensure mobile friendly layout. Too many pop-ups. Excuses excuse pop-ups disturb workflow. Use sparingly. Ignore accessibility. Neglecting accessibility features limit usability. Consider all users. Complex forms, long unclear forms confuse user. Simply and clarify. Poor error handling, unhelpful error message, leave user stuck, offer guidance. No texting, skip usability test can lead to poor design. Test with real users. Inconsistent color, random color use confuse users, stick to convictions. Small touch targets. Tiny buttons are hard to click, especially on mobile. No undo option. User need the ability to undo actions provided. Overloaded features. Too many features overwhelm users. Focus on essentials. These all are the common GUI design mistakes. So moving to the next slide. This is my last slide. Conclusion. In the conclusion, the element of GUI such as windows, buttons, icons, menus, and text fields are the building blocks that enable users to interact with the software visually and intuitively. Each element serves a specific function contributing to a smooth and effective user experience. By understanding and effectively utilizing these elements, designers can create interfaces that are both user friendly and efficient. Ensure that user can easily navigate, input data, and perform tasks. A well designed combination of these elements lead to a cohesive, functional, and visual appearing graphical user interface. So thank you for giving me such chance to represent my presentation. Thank you.